Do you feel that no matter how much you declutter your home, your mind still feels just as crowded? What if I told you that the modern minimalist trend is only half the story, and you're missing the deeper secret to true peace? Today we move beyond the trend of minimalism. We're going to explore ancient Japanese wisdom Wabi-Sabi, Danshari, and Ma not just as ways to organize your stuff, but as tools to reclaim your inner freedom. By the end of this, you won't just have a cleaner room, you'll have a clearer mind. Let's dive into the noise-free life. Section 1. The noise of modernity. Look at your smartphone right now. How many notifications are waiting for you? Our lives are filled with constant noise, alerts, and endless demands for our attention. We work harder, buy more, and run faster. Yet we feel more anxious than ever before. Why is this happening? Western culture often tells us that more is better. More success, more status, and more things. But does having more actually bring us peace? Or is it the very thing that keeps us awake at night? In Japan, there is a different view on life. For over 1,000 years, Japanese culture has celebrated the art of simplicity. From the quiet of Zen gardens to the grace of tea ceremonies, they knew something we have forgotten. They understood that to gain true strength, we must first learn to remove the unnecessary. Is your current lifestyle helping you grow, or is it just adding more weight to your shoulders? Let's explore how to break free from this cycle. Section 2. Wabi-Sabi, embracing imperfection. Have you ever felt the pressure to be perfect? We try to have the perfect home, the perfect career, and even the perfect image on social media. But this constant chase for perfection is actually exhausting. In Japan, there is a beautiful philosophy called Wabi-Sabi. It is the art of finding beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. Think of a ceramic cup with a small crack. In many places, that cup might be thrown away. But in the Wabi-Sabi tradition, that crack tells a story. It shows that the object has lived, has been used, and has a unique character. This is a powerful lesson for us today. When we stop demanding perfection from ourselves, we stop feeling like we are falling behind. We stop buying things just to hide our perceived flaws. Wabi-Sabi teaches us that life is not about being flawless. It is about accepting the natural cycle of growth and decay. When you start to appreciate the beauty in the worn out, the simple and the unfinished, something shifts inside you. You start to see that you do not need more things to be enough. You are already enough, exactly as you are, with all your beautiful imperfections. Isn't it a relief to let go of that heavy mask of perfection? Section 3. The psychology of ownership. Why we accumulate. Why do we fill our homes with so much stuff? It is rarely because we truly need it all. Often we are trying to fill an internal void with external things. We buy new clothes to feel more confident. We buy gadgets to feel more modern. We keep old boxes of memories because we are afraid to let go of our past. But does the clutter actually make us happier? In reality, each object we own demands a piece of our mental energy. Every item needs to be cleaned, moved, stored, or fixed. When your home is full, your mind often feels cluttered too. It is like having 100 browser tabs open in your brain at the same time. You might feel productive, but you are actually just running on empty. This is the trap of modern consumerism. It tells us that happiness is just one purchase away. But deep down, we know the truth. We buy things because we are worried about the future, or clinging to a version of ourselves that no longer exists. If you could clear away the physical objects that no longer serve you, what kind of person would you become? It is time to look at our possessions, not as badges of success, but as potential sources of stress. Section 4. Danshari, the art of letting go. Now let's talk about a practical approach to this mess. It's called Danshari. This concept was popularized by Hideko Yamashita and is deeply rooted in Zen teachings. The word itself is made of 3 Japanese characters. Dan means refusing to bring in unnecessary things. Sha means disposing of things that clutter your space. And Ri means letting go of the attachment to material things. It is not just about a weekend cleanup session. It is a mindset shift. Most of us struggle because we treat our stuff as an extension of our identity. We think, if I lose this, I lose a part of my story. But Danshari asks us a different, sharper question. Does this object help my life right here, right now? Not yesterday. Not maybe tomorrow. Just today. When you look at an item and realize it doesn't serve you in the present, you gain the power to let it go. It is a form of liberation. You are not losing things, you are clearing the path for a new version of yourself to emerge. Have you ever noticed how much lighter your room feels after you Remove just one unnecessary item? Imagine how your life would feel if you applied this to everything you own. Section 5. Extending Danshari to the mind. Danshari is not just about your wardrobe or your kitchen shelves. It is a powerful tool for your mind. Think about your thoughts. How many of them are actually helping you grow? We often hold on to angry memories from years ago. We worry about conversations that might never happen. We carry around the trash of our past day after day. This is the biggest clutter of all, and it is invisible. To practice Danshari in your mind, you must learn to observe your thoughts objectively. When a negative thought arises, ask yourself the same question. Does this help me right here, right now? If the answer is no, why keep it? Why give it space in your precious mental room? Letting go of a grudge or a worry is exactly like taking an old dusty box to the recycling center. It feels strange at first, and you might even feel a moment of hesitation. But once you release it, the sense of relief is immediate. Your mind becomes a quieter, more peaceful place. It becomes a space where you can finally hear yourself think. Are you ready to declutter your internal world? It is the most important cleaning you will ever do. Section 6. The power of emptiness. Now let's explore a concept that might surprise you. In Japan, there is a word that is hard to translate into English, ma. It refers to the space between things, the empty areas that make everything else more beautiful. Where Western culture often views emptiness as something bad or a waste, Japanese philosophy sees it as something essential and full of potential. Think of a musical piece. The silence between the notes is just as important as the notes themselves. Without that silence, the music would just be a chaotic wall of noise. This is what Ma does for our lives. It is the breath between activities, the pause in a conversation, or the empty space in a room. Does your life have enough Ma, or is every single second filled with tasks and noise? In our modern high-speed world, we are terrified of doing nothing. We think empty time is wasted time. But what if Ma is actually where we learn, grow, and truly understand ourselves? Tell me in the comments, do you feel guilty when you take a break, or do you see it as a necessary part of your strength? Section 7. The architecture of calm, creating Ma in daily life. So how do we bring this art of Ma into our own busy lives? It starts with intentionality. Look at your calendar for this week. Is it packed from morning until night, leaving no room for you to just exist? To create Ma, you must build intentional pauses into your schedule. This could be as simple as leaving 15 minutes of unplanned time between meetings. Or it could mean sitting in silence for 5 minutes, without your phone, without music, and without any distraction. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. Your brain will scream for stimulation because it is addicted to the noise. But stay with it. This silence is not empty. It is the space where your best ideas are born. It is the architecture of calm. If your home feels too cluttered, try clearing just one corner of a room and leaving it completely empty. Observe how your eyes rest there. Observe how your mind softens when it lands on that empty space. You are creating a sanctuary, not just for your body, but for your soul. Do you have the courage to protect your empty spaces from being filled again? Section 8. The samurai mindset, discipline through simplicity. When we think of samurai, we often imagine warriors with swords. But the true strength of a samurai was not just in their combat skills. It was in their disciplined, uncluttered mind. They understood that to be effective in life and death, one must strip away the non-essential. A mind cluttered with worry, greed, or superficial desires is a weak mind. A samurai practiced simplicity to sharpen their focus. They realized that when your environment is clean and your intentions are pure, your actions become decisive and powerful. This is a lesson we can apply to our careers and personal goals. Are you trying to do too many things at once and failing at all of them? A samurai would tell you to choose your one true path and clear away everything that distracts you from it. Discipline is not about adding more rules to your life. It is about removing the obstacles that prevent you from being your best. Strength comes from clarity, not from complexity. By choosing to live simply, you are not weakening your life. You are actually refining it into a sharp, focused instrument that can handle any challenge the world throws at you. Section 9. The eternal now finding presence. The poet Matsuo Basho once taught that the secret to a meaningful life is simple. It is fully experiencing what is happening right here, right now. We spend so much of our lives living in the past or dreaming of the future. We regret things we did 10 years ago. or we obsess over a goal that is still months away. But the past is gone, and the future is just a story in our heads. The only time that truly exists is this very moment. When you live with simplicity, you stop chasing the what-ifs and start noticing the what-is. You notice the warmth of your coffee, the way the light hits the wall, or the sound of your own breathing. This is the ultimate goal of Japanese philosophy. It is not about reaching a destination. It is about waking up to the life you are already living. When you remove the noise of possessions and the chaos of a busy mind, you finally become present. You stop looking for happiness somewhere else and realize it has been waiting for you in the simple, quiet reality of today. Isn't it time you stopped running and started being here? Section 10. Conclusion. Simplicity as a continuous practice. We have traveled through Wabi-Sabi, Danshari, and Ma. You might be wondering, what is the final step? The answer is simple. There is no final destination. Simplicity is not a place you reach. It is a way of living that you practice every single day. It is a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. You will have days when you feel overwhelmed again. You will have moments when you want to buy too much or fill your calendar with noise. That is perfectly human. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be aware. Whenever you feel lost, just come back to these principles. Ask yourself, is this essential? Can I find beauty in the imperfection? Where is my space? Start with one small action today. Maybe it is cleaning one drawer, or simply sitting in silence for 3 minutes before checking your phone. That is enough. You are beginning a journey toward a more powerful, meaningful life. Thank you for walking this path with me today. Remember, your life is your art. Keep it simple, keep it intentional, and keep it yours.